show, bandaged over towards the right of the picture as you see them racing towards the first flight. Sabaki River, the leader. Book of Gold is right up there, and so is Garcid. Then just in behind them come Destriero. Wide of the others is Bound and Duty, with New Duds up there as well, and Sabaki River cutting out the pace, and quite a fast early pace too in this Trafalgar House Supreme Novices Hurdle. Book of Gold is second, Garcid third over on the far rail. Then comes New Duds, and on the near side, the left of the picture that is, Bound and Duty. Bound and Duty being followed by Charlton Yeoman. They come to the second, Sabaki River. Sabaki River lands in the lead from Book of Gold. Then Bound and Duty and Garcid. And just behind them, Charlton Yeoman. Wide of the others is Trimlock. Tailed off at the moment is Chester Terrace and Sabaki River. Still making it from Book of Gold, Bound and Duty, Garcid on the inside, New Duds is next, Charlton Yeoman on the outer, Destriero sticking to the inner with Luthior. And Granville again has only got 4 horses behind him at the moment as they begin the run downhill, with Sabaki River from Book of Gold, Bound and Duty on the outside, Garcid next. Then comes Charlton Yeoman, New Duds, Destriero, Johnny Will, and just in behind them come Luthior over the third. And a mistake there by Chester Terrace, who was in rear. Shannon Glen is improving a little, coming down towards the next. And Book of Gold has taken it up now in the Jim Joel colours. From over on the far side, Bound and Duty, Sabaki River on the near side. Going up to join him is Johnny Will, just in behind the lead. Garcid is still very close to the lead as they begin to swing left-handed. Book of Gold still from Sabaki River. Bound and Duty on the outside. Destriero getting a little bit closer. Johnny Will's very close to the lead. Garcid also. Then comes Charlton Yeoman over the fifth. A beautiful jump by the leader there, Book of Gold. Book of Gold, the leader, as they race to the top of the hill from Bound and Duty. Then comes Destriero, one of the Irish Gambles, who's moved smoothly into third place. Garcid is a faller on the turn there. Garcid lost his footing and went on the bend. And it's still Book of Gold from on the outside. Bound and Duty. Destriero making significant progress on the inner. General Idea is also coming to join him as well. And Charlton Yeoman over on the outside. Granville again has got a lot to do. It's Book of Gold, the leader, but Granville again is improving now. It's Book of Gold, though, from Bound and Duty. Gran Alba the Grey towards the outside. Destriero, then comes General Idea, then Granville again. This is 2 from home now. And Destriero for Rowland has taken it up at the second last. It's Destriero with Nordic Surprise coming there for Rowland, 2 under young Eddie Kearns. And between horses is the grey Gran Alba. It's Destriero on the far side, Nordic Surprise under pressure on the near side. Gran Alba in between horses, and Granville again trying to get to them. Destriero landed in the lead. It's Destriero being challenged now by Granville again, then Gran Alba and Nordic Surprise. It's Destriero who's going to land a £1 million gamble as he races up towards the line. Destriero holding Granville again and Gran Alba, and Destriero has won it from Granville again second. Third was Gran Alba, fourth was Nordic Surprise, and so it's an Irish 1-4 as Destriero lands one of the most spectacular gambles ever achieved at Cheltenham. The winner of the first running of the Trafalgar House sponsored Supreme Novices Hurdle, number 5, Destriero, owned by Mrs. Elizabeth Furlong, trained by Andy Geraghty in Ireland, and ridden by Pat McWilliams. Pat McWilliams, first ever winner at the festival. Destriero only his second run over hurdles and unbeaten in his 2 runs. Second was number 10, Granville again, owned by Mr. Eric Scarf, trained by Martin Pipe and ridden by Peter Scudamore. And third was number 9, Gran Alba, owned by Mr. David Thompson, trained by Richard Hannon, ridden by Graham McCourt. And fourth, the youngest horse and the youngest rider in the race, number 21, Nordic Surprise, owned by Mr. Edward J. Cairns, trained by Jim Bulger, and ridden by Eddie Cairns Jr. So Destriero lands a really spectacular gamble. Individual bets of 6 figures on this horse by Ile de Bourbon, one-time winner of the King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Diamond Stakes out of Tipperary Tartan by Rarity, once trained by Mick O'Toole, who sewed him on, and trained here by Andy Garrity to land a famous gamble.
And of course, the big change here was, look on the inner, the light colours, the horse with the white face going down. Garcid, he just, I'm afraid, was in a scrimmaging match, touched someone's heels and the rails and went down. Let's hope Luke Harvey is fine. Well, when the race really got into interest here, Destriero's already in front. Young Pat McWilliams, who was over here with Richard Hannon and John Jenkins, but had to go home to start making a name for himself. In the lead, Granalba the Grey ran in the Derby in second place. Richard Hannon's runner here, and young Eddie Kearns producing on the outside. Nordic Surprise beautifully. In the middle of them is the favourite, Granville Again. He's had the most awful run. He's been bumped and bored and unable to get through, and when he did, it was all too late, sadly, because he used his energy up to get there. Book of Gold's run a blinder, back in 5th place, just weakening from there. And in the yellow colours in 6th place, going backwards, but still running well, General Idea. But Destriero and young Pat McWilliams, who was rated as one of the future top jockeys in Ireland, is really taking no chances now. They've landed a huge gamble here. They could have another winner with the Iliad, and a very stylish rider, head down, going nicely in rhythm there, just waving his stick. Granville Again had run very well after a very rough race indeed. Granalba in 3rd has run as super.